Hi, and welcome back to Farmstead MTG. So, in a few days I will travel to Drammen to attend the Plague tournament, which is the big Norwegian tournament of the year. So, you should definitely come. I will be there filming. I won't do a live stream, like those 12-hour drunken live streams. Instead, I will film it, edit it, polish it, and show it to you guys in the upcoming weeks. So yeah, but you're not here for that talk. You're here to watch me play green 1/1 creatures and turn them sideways. So let's do that. And by the way, when I was done editing the video, I found out my opponent's name isn't Johnny, it's Christian. But Johnny was my second round opponent, but I don't want to record it all over. So sorry, Christian, I called you Johnny. I'm embarrassed. And here's my green deck. And since I started this series, I've learned that it is called a DFB green. DFB stands for David First Bard, which is an American old school player. Oh, I'm not sure if it's American, but whatever. But he has done great things with a similar list. I actually just found some mono green decks and made some tweaks to them. And a couple of days before the tournament, I looked at Elves of the Deep Shadow and says, you're producing black mana. And Serra Angel is a big problem card for this deck, so why not put 4 Bayous and 3 Terrors in my sideboard? So that's the story behind it. But I will definitely take a look at some DFB green decks and see if he has any good ideas on how to improve it. So shout out to you, David Furtbard. And here's my opponent's deck. Opponent name is Johnny, and he's playing this beautiful black deck. He has a lot of the classic black creatures. There's a bit of glare in the middle, but there's 2 black knights under the glare. And so he has black knights, he has Hypnotic Spectre, 4 Jusam, 2 Sengers. In addition, he has 3 Mazes main deck, and those synergize very well with Nevral's Disc. He has a Sinkhole for disruption, he has Drain Life for removal and some life gain. And of course 4 Dark Rituals to ramp out some fast big creatures. So a really beautiful looking deck, and feels good not to play against a fully powered deck. I kind of was expected that. I'm 2-0 and what kind of madness will be next. So this was a pleasant surprise. So let's get down to the match. Game number 1. Here's my hand. Llanowar Elf into 2 Ice Storm. A perfect hand. And my opponent Johnny is mulliganing to 6. I'm on the play. Starts out with a Llanowar Elf. And the next turn I can cast an Ice Storm. So that's just the kind of opener that I want. There's the Ice Storm. And Johnny doesn't have a second land. That's really unfortunate for him. I attack for 3, play Elves of the Deep Shadow, and now there's a land. Good for him. There's a Dark Ritual into a Black Knight. So now at least he can stop my attackers. Of course I can. And there's the second Ice Storm. So brutal. And a flyer. A fire sprite. And is there a land? And he attacks. Kind of looks like a frustration attack, because it wasn't the best, because I can hit him back for 5. But I've done that myself many times when I get a bit frustrated, and with good reasons. I've totally mana screwed him. So now I only can attack with my flyer. I need a Pendelhaven or a Giant Growth to get rid of that Black Knight. And here's another flyer, so now I can attack for 2 each turn. There's a Swamp, into a Dark Ritual, into a Hypnotic Spectre. So now he can block on the ground and in the air. And I really need my pump spell. And here's a third flyer. Yeah, this is a good picture of the importance of Pendelhaven, because Pendelhaven would make my 1/1s a 2/3, and that I could just take out his creatures. Instead, I'm stuck here, and I don't feel like bluffing at this point. But suddenly, I attack. What could it be? And of course, it's pretty clear to my opponent that I've just drawn a pump spell, but he's at 10 life, and he's thinking about not blocking with the Hypnotic, but there isn't any good options, really. So here's a Giant Growth. I lose my factory. And it's 4 damage, so he's down to 6. The script got blocked. And I sit in a bottle for good measure, in case my opponent draws a Library of Alexandria. You do draw a land, a maze. Could there be another Dark Ritual in his hand that he's thinking about? He passed the turn. A Strip Mine. Well, here's the dilemma. Do I take the mana producing Swamp or do I take the Maze? Since he is down to 6, I'm going for the Maze. Just to try to finish this game. If I attack with everyone now, I can finish him the next round. That's 4 damage. He's down to 2 life, and I have 3 flyers, so he needs 2 flyers to stay alive. And that's a pretty tall order. But he's got something he's thinking about. Perhaps he doesn't want to show some of his cards. Yep, that's the game. So let's talk some sideboarding. So what card did I see? I saw Black Knight, I saw Hypnotic Spectre, but I also saw a Maze of It, and he discarded a Greed. So I'm kind of, because Greed and Maze is a bit control cards, so I'm a bit afraid of Abyss or artifact creatures. Perhaps there's some Suchis. Of course, we have seen the deck picture now, and we saw that he has 4 Jusams. So, but I didn't know that. So this might sound stupid, but I took out those 2 City in a Bottle, and I replaced them with 2 Mazes. If he has Jusams, it's pretty bad, but Mazes can stop a Jusam as well. And I took out 2 Argotin Pixies and I took in 2 Whirling Dervish. That is also some hedging there, because if there is artifact creatures, Argotin Pixies is great. If it is mono black with just black creatures, Dervish is fine. Or Dervish is awesome. So this is me being a bit conservative and hedging a bit, and if it goes to game 3 and I see those 2 sums and I see there's no artifact creatures, I can go up to 4 Whirling Dervish and take the bottles in again. So that's my plan. Game number 2, I mulligan to 6. And here's my hand. I have a Crumble, Ice Storm, Mana Producer Elf. And he has something. Factory into Moxjet. Of course here I could play Elves of the Deep Shadow into a turn 2 Ice Storm, but I instead going for the Crumble just to try to cut him from black mana. And it worked again. Sorry Johnny. So frustrated. And here's my 2 dudes. Next turn I have an Ice Storm. I have an active Scavenger Folk. Magic is so easy sometimes. Once again, I'm going for the Maze. Not entirely sure that was correct. But I have a lot of outs for factories. So I think that was what I was thinking. I have the Scavenger Folk to take out the factory if it becomes a problem. There's a factory of my own. I attack for 3, using the Pendelhaven to pump one of them. Johnny needs some swamps. It's a recurring theme of this episode. And I just passed the turn. And this is totally obvious that I have a Crumble here, because I wouldn't have attacked if I didn't, and Johnny is understanding that, and he needs his lands so he can't activate. Once again, swing with the team. My Pendelhaven ready. I got probably a Crumble in my hand. No block, and I pump, so that's 4 damage. Oh, that's 5 damage. Play a Chaos Orb. All the shit I need. Yeah, so this is pretty bad for Johnny. But for every good run in a tournament, you need some games like this, and you need to play good, you need to be lucky, and you need your opponent to not be lucky against you. And here's finally he activates it, and I crumbled it. Then it's pretty much over. So yeah, sorry Johnny. Next time perhaps you will have 2 swamps in play at one time. Let me attack for the win. Okay, so normally I say good game, but yeah, pretty medium. So I won 2-0, and Johnny got the mana screwed 2 games. That's how Magic goes sometimes. But he was really polite and friendly, so thank you for that. I know it sucks to come on a feature match and get mana screwed and not showing all the cool shit your deck can do. But that's how it goes sometimes. That was it for me today. Thank you for watching. YouTube recommends more videos. You should watch them all. You should like this video. You should subscribe and keep texting all those comments. I love those. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you all. Goodbye.